Hello, happy Thursday, 3:58. Time to jam out. Just want to thank everybody for joining me. Too far. Ah, see? So just the appropriate background tune. That's all I want. That's all I want. It's good, everybody. How you doing today? It's Thursday. Had the mailman drop off a stack of packages. And, yeah, so Maximus mail call time. So let's get this done. Had two packages in this little mail call today that had a slight little corner ding here. Went through the package both ways, so I'm worried, but I'm going to open it. Let's see what's going on and make sure that everything's on the up and up. But yeah, so I'm going to open this one. This one's a really cool book, and I want to say something real quick. If I'm buying a book, I'm probably speculating on it if it's not Transformers. Okay? Let's just be honest. I collect Transformers. There are a few other books that I actually like collect to read, but not very many outside of Transformers. And now that Transformers isn't even really being something I'm buying, basically all of my sales go back into other flips if they're not going back into personal collection stuff. There's only a few Transformers books that I'm actually after, and basically what I'm doing with my Transformers collection right now is I'm upgrading grades. If I have a lower grade book, I'll be on the hunt for a higher grade one. Yeah, and it got smashed. Yeah, I can see the bagging board on the inside, and guess what, guys? It's the top corner of the spine side, so I got to take a picture of this. This sucks, and I know what book this is too. So this really sucks for the reason that I'm not happy about. But you know, I'm gonna have to roll with it, man. I'm just gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna go ahead, and I'm not even gonna take this one all the way out of the package. We're gonna save this one for another time. I'll reveal what this book is because I think I have another copy on the way somewhere. Because I don't even want to look at this right now. Because this is a perfect storm, and it just sucks. Yeah. So everybody can see. I'm not gonna take the book out, but you see, right where that crease is, right there on the corner. This is like a perfect shot. And they sent this priority mail, but look at this. This is what they sent it in. They sent this in this priority mail just because it was an under $10 book. And just because somebody's buying a $10 book now doesn't mean that they don't want it to hit their collection. So yeah, and I'm just looking at it, and I can see the book is like basically destroyed. So I'm not happy. I'm not even going to take it out of the package all the way. We're going to move on. We're going to move on to this one. This one's from a larger seller who, yeah, it's a little bit kinked. You see that right there? Nice, huh? We will hope this one's a little bit more fair, and if this one looks pressable, because that one's not. That one I can tell you right now. I've fixed a lot of books, but that right there, that thing's destroyed. So I'm not even going to take it out of the package. But we're going to move on, and yeah. So I think I know what this one is. Well, I'm pretty certain I know what this one is. This one's also a book that actually has a later printing that just hit. So this one's going to be fun, and I hope you guys enjoy it too. Because I know I'm enjoying this series a lot. And here, that guy's open. Okay. Clipping the other side. So this one's all taped up with that wonderful packing tape. So it's got the packing tape running down the whole front side of it. But we got the corners loose. So you get the corners loose on one of these. You pop them up like this, like so. I want to get the boom, boom, boom. And again, I want to remind you guys that this podcast has been graded a perfect 10 by the Maximus Grading Society. And if you don't understand why it's a perfect 10, it's because the raw report is natural, off the cuff, honest. And okay, so here's where I don't know what we're going to fare, because it looks like the book was on the other side. Face down inside of this thing. It may have survived. It just may have. Just may have. And of course, this one's from my comic shop. So thank you, my comic shop, for your typical stuff. But you guys, you really should not order just one book from my comic shop. You should always pad your order. This is something that Big Leg, and I reminded me about a long time ago. And I was like, oh yeah, I used to always get damaged books from my comic shop. Like, oh, always pad your order. So, all right. So this one looks like it is still maybe the near mint copy it was advertised as, but of course sometimes I don't know what it is with some of these sellers. Sometimes you get a seller that has near mint books marked as very fine, and then sometimes you get very fine books that are marked as near mint. And this is the oddity that is buying, selling, and collecting and trying to obtain the highest grade possible. Really clean books are out there, and you have to dig and hunt for them. You have to really know what you're looking for. So on my Facebook page at U1TRA Maximus, copied and pasted a little grading guide. So that should help. If you're not really into comic grading, that's definitely one thing you could take a look at, because it actually gives you an overview, what to expect. Let's just be honest. 9.9s and 10s are just 9.8s that are nicer 9.8s. So, I mean, I've seen some 9.9s and some 10s that look like 9.8s, and I've seen some 9.8s that look like 9.9s and 10s. And I have a 9.6 that looks like a 9.9, and it's unfair, but, whatever. It is what it is. This is the grading territory, but I'm not worried about those guys, because remember, you are this one right here. My screen cleared up here. I hate how anytime I happen to highlight over top of that thing, it likes to remind me that you're in the middle of a presentation and that you should. Do you need instructions on how to use it? No, I'm good on using it. All right. So we have got our. Yeah, actually. Nice copy. Real nice copy. Let's just check the back cover, make sure. I'd grade this without a press. Yeah, so let me real quick. The thing about buying from my comic shop is I can't just double board books, which is one thing I like to do whenever I buy a book from another seller. So I usually have my Mylars out. And this book sold out at the distributor level. So, of course, it went to second printing. The second printing, of course, has that Star brand on the cover of it. And I'm just glad I held out for a really nice copy, because this is a really nice copy. Actually went to my LCS, and they actually had 2 of these still on the shelf. But I looked closely at them, and of course, they had really bad spine breaks. So I know I'm not the only one that's leaving books if they're too beat up. This is the Transformers box. So this is the one we're going to wait to open up last. But let's open up these 2. So I got 2 more books right here. Both of them look like from eBay. And this one is from Texas. And this one is from New Jersey. All right. We'll start with the Texas one in hand. And this guy did a good job, too. He taped up both sides of the box, made sure to try to get some sturdiness, because look, right there. Smash all one. There we go. Let's go back here. You guys know this is a Maximus mail. All right, so, yeah, here we go. Messed up, but we're going to deal with it. And just in case anybody watching who's lucky enough to watch from their computer right now, on full screen, tell me what you see in the background there. If you can see anybody, what you see in the comments and stuff like that, because there's a VHS behind me, and then there's a stack of books behind me too, on top of my press. Not the ones on the wall, but the ones that are on the press. And if you can zoom in and see what that is, you'll probably be like, "Oh, snap, that's a cool book." By the way, don't forget to check out the guy providing the tunes for this podcast on some royalty-free dark synth music. Dark synth. I just call it all cyberpunk because it's all this stuff is. Underground music that nobody requires a copyright for, just to get that out there and let the people hear it. All right. So that tape's open. This tape's open. And inside the Gemini 2, we got a Gemini 2. And inside the Gemini 2, they have blue taped it, which isn't the worst thing, but they have double boarded it. And this one's a winner for that double board action. See that? Oh, sweet. Looks like a big size bagging board too, so that just means I have extra packing materials for later. That's tape. That tape is too strong. It's like even regular looking Scotch tape too. The fun part. Start pulling on the book. Ah, yeet. I won this for $1, so I'm not complaining. Plus shipping, of course. But Yondu number 3, 1-25 variant, and I spoke about the Yondu number 2 that I obtained, and that Yondu is the Guardians 3000 version of the Yondu. That's the future version of Yondu. That's the Yondu who comes from the descending of Yondu Undanta. So right here, the Guardians of the future, who are already in the past, have let that Yondu die, and that's a problem, because if he is the descendant of Yondu Udanta, then he's not going to exist. So that makes things kind of crazy. I just see this as a way of the Guardians from an alternate reality coming back in time, and Michael Rooker returning to play Yondu a little bit more, because that character now has a firm placement in the Marvel Comics universe as this 616 Star-Lord. They retconned his whole origin with that whole story about picking him up as a kid and having him be on the spaceship, and then the spaceship, it's a really good read. If you haven't read the Star-Lord series, the one that sucks is the one with him and Kitty Pryde, obviously. He's all like heartbroken about Kitty being grounded and stuff like that, and that's obviously some of the whack ones. They have some good variants, at least in that set. But the rest of it, yeah, not so hot. The rest of it is good, though. The Star-Lord series that has Thanos on issue number 4, the one that has all the Young Guns covers, like that one. That's a good read. Obviously, being a Guardians fan or reading all that stuff, I dug all that stuff. What's it called? Groot and Rocket Raccoon, of course. Rocket Raccoon and Groot getting their individual comic books and their combined series, of course, too. So, the Guardians fever was pretty strong, and it all came about, because of that movie. So, can't hate on it at all. All right, so we got into this package after I was able to remove the encasement, and this is what we got inside. We got another mailer. Gemini. All right. And it's taped up, but no, he closed the box right on top of it. So we have the Gemini folded over like this with pressure on the book, which isn't good, but it is what it is. This was a relatively cheap copy of a book that I needed, and it was listed as a VF copy, and I looked at it, and I didn't really see any reason why it wouldn't either be a higher grade. So I got to look at it closer, because obviously I try to buy. If you're not buying, if you have a press and you're not buying messed up books to either press fixing or to try to press up in grades, just to try to either regrade, then why do you have to press? That's what it's for. Try to fix non-color breaking defects and spine rolls and stupid things that cause books to get 9.0s when they should be 9.8s. And guys, I don't know what it is. Like CGC goes through some waves. If you're not pre-screening your books at 9.8s, then they've been massacring some of my friends' orders, man. 9.0s and 9.2s on books that were, people were like, I thought I was a 9.8, so just be careful out there. And like I said, choose wisely, color break free, as square as possible. And if it does have color breaks, a good presser will be able to dead some of them by making them as minimum as possible. And, oh, man. Pop-ups. Thanks for pop-ups there, Windows. All right, well, there's probably going to be a color break there after that tape. Maybe this one too, if I can't get it all carefully. Yeah, a little bit of stress up there. It didn't break color all the way, though, I don't think. So what we have here is Ragnarok Prologue. So Ragnarok was 6 parts, supposedly. And, yeah, I can see why this one's a BS. Okay. But you know what? This is why I love this book. So this book right here with the white back cover, don't sweat it. It'll press up nicely. And now I actually see why it's a BS. It's got a little corner crease that I couldn't see because of it being white. So there's that. And then now it's got a little bit of stress on the front of it. But you know what? I'm still going to give this guy good feedback. I might shoot him a message and be like, hey, man, just an FYI, even though I bought a BF book. You should probably double board them or, have some kind of protection on the front of the book. This way the Gemini doesn't, close directly on top of it. But we're going to go ahead, get that one all nice and mylar'd, and already it looks almost near mint, right? That's what I love about mylars. They make a book look so good. Okay. Have I gone through the trash? Yes. Well, not trash. They're all treasures to me. Someone else's trash, obviously. That's why they were for sale. But so this is the long lost package that was ordered 14 plus days ago. Gotta love when a package gets lost for that long. And it arrived. So, I'm happy it arrived, to be honest. But it's just like, man, that's scary. So I ordered from this seller also since then. And since then, I've had 2 packages arrive from him. A package that was sent after this one, and then another one that I said, hey, man, I still have those 2 packages out there. Could you send this other one via priority instead? And they obliged. So I was very, very happy about that obliging. But this is the one that I had problems with where they were double boarding, or they weren't. They were just throwing 5 to 6 books in a bag and board, and monstrous tape, and yeah, everything's on the outside, man. You can't have books facing outward and expect them to not get damaged. So look what we got here. So yeah, we got the bubble wrap again, bubble wrap, but there's books on both sides, on outsides, and they've got tape wrapped around both ones on the spine. So sigh. All right. Now I'm going to have to get into this thing surgically and try to save these books from what would be certain doom otherwise, if not for careful hands. All right. So I hope that at least if there's one thing that my videos can provide some people with, it's some tactics on packaging and improving package feedback without having everybody rip heads off. Because look, as a seller, and I wait tables, and when I was a kid, so expectations of service are some things that some of us have, and sometimes they're high. But just because they're high, doesn't mean that we're bad people. It just doesn't mean we're dicks. just because we expect things. Like if I ask you for pictures of a spine, and this, you know, I'm not trying to call the guy out, so I'm gonna leave his name out of it. But I was looking at a book of his, and I was looking at the book, and I think I put it in my watch list. And then after putting it in my watch list, eBay sends me a discounted offer. So I'm like, okay, you know, book's like $5. So I'm like, don't work too hard for $5, man. But can I get like some pictures of the spine? And I get a picture of a spine. And then I had to tell the dude, I'm like, look, man, if I ask you for pictures of a spine and that's what you send me, I'm not asking twice. And I'm probably not going to buy from you also. So, yeah, you know, be mindful. If you're selling comics too, online, anywhere, comic book stores, eBay, Mercari, whatever, if there's defects on the book and you don't have a scanner, take a picture of those fucking defects. That's really what it comes down to. There's got to be some integrity in comic book sales because, you know, we're dealing with a collectible. Okay, for one, it's made of paper. For two, and for three, we are honestly going to be the ones who have to preserve these copies so other people can enjoy them later. Let's be realistic. If you enjoy it inside of a slab, that's no different than enjoying a book and reading it. People enjoy their comics in different ways, the same way people spend their money on different comics, and sometimes Transformers comics are worth it to them, even when they sell for pennies on the dollar at auction and are a fraction of what their, you know, perceived market value is usually. But I don't care. I love Transformers, and if you don't love Transformers too, well then that's fine. We can be friends, but you're going to have to deal with me having Transformers knowledge that you don't. But that's where I would come in and help. So I'd be very thankful to offer my assistances to you guys. All right, so yeah, it looks like I got like 5 to 6 books in one package, and you know, honestly, the spines and everything on these and corners look better than the other one. So other than this hard tape right here around the spine of this retail incentive variant, I'm otherwise happy. Some cool books in here. I think you guys are going to like what I got to offer here. This is definitely some cool stuff. So, get these tapes broken up. So, I believe there's a couple of store variants in here. So, we're going to do this way. The bigger one over here. Cut his tape open too. All right. So, first one out is going to be the Transformers Beast Wars #1 Retail Incentive Variant D. And the D is a 1 in 50, but it is a gatefold 1 in 50 with just about everybody on it. All right, so there's that. There are 3 other incentives. There is a 1 in 10 incentive. There is a 1 in 50 incentive. And then there is a 1 in 100 incentive, and they're out there in this book. This is what I love to see. You guys ever get a book so nice and so clean and so crisp and not have any spine breaks on it and just put a smile on your face? Because that's what's happening right now. And I won this book at an auction and it just survived a trip of media mail, so I'm really stoked because this is one of the gaps in the collection right now that I'm trying to fill. And this right here is also a Transformers book, of course, because we're going to be knocking out the remainder of this time with Transformers books. This is Transformers Regeneration 1, number 97. So this is 1 in 10 retail incentive covered by Jeff Sr. And yeah, so that is Dinobot cover. So all in good stuff right there, man. And as you guys know, the Regeneration 1 and the Transformers 84, number 0, 1, 2, and soon to be 3 that are en route are all taking place in the same Marvel Transformers universe. So the way it breaks down is you read Transformers 1 through 80, and then you read Transformers Regeneration 1, 80.5 free comic book day, and then you read Transformers Regeneration 1, 81 through 94, then you read 0, and then you read 95 through 100. And that is the story. So the Rodimus Prime that's on that shelf right above my thumb here, he never became Rodimus Prime in that universe. Fun fact, yeah, he was always Rodimus. And what we have here, this one is the ndcomics.com Beast Wars Optimus Primal variant. So that one is pretty dope, huh? I think so. I like it. I like it a lot. And then I got another one, but it's got a little tiny spine break in it. I'm okay with that. This lot of books was supposedly very fine. And if they're calling it very fine for that one spine break, okay. This one's probably going to be a little bit more popular because it's another store variant. This one is a Beast Wars book from GramCrackers.com, and this one is a wicked purple cover. This book's a tough 9.8, but there are 9.8s out of there, and you can find them. But still, I might be able to press that one out and get it a little bit to where it might get a 9.8. So 9.6, 9.8 borderline for sure. But check this out. So we got the two female Beast Wars Black Arachnia, and I'm at a loss for who the other one is, but I will figure that one out and I'll get back to you guys. And if you do know, why don't you leave me a comment and let me know who that is. Now, this one right here, this one's just a short printed book. And this one is, of course, a beautiful copy. Wow. I love it when a store takes care of you. So, as you guys know, after All Hail Megatron, they had a soft reboot of the Transformers series in IDW in 2008/2009, depending on, whatever release date was. I forget what it was, but yeah, it says 2009 on the cover. So, so right here we have Transformers #1, the second printing variant, and this is a all-new artwork cover by Don Figueroa, who no longer does Transformers artwork because of a fallout with Hasbro. And Don, if you're watching this, I understand that not only did Don have a fallout with Hasbro, but this guy's got bad luck when it comes to this kind of stuff because he had a falling out with Pat Lee. Pat Lee from Dreamwave Comics owes Don Figueroa probably somewhere like $16,000, $17,000, somewhere around there. It's pretty insane to think about, huh? Okay, so we are in the home stretch now as far as what I am opening up here. And I'm just going to get the retail incentive variants out because those are the ones that I am after. We're going to do this right now. Okay. Wicked. Okay, what we got here? All right, we got a nice copy. Again, nice copies, putting smiles on my face. This one might actually be closer to 9.6, just because IDW always has a little bit of a spine side like whiteness to it. Sometimes they get 9.8, sometimes they don't. It's like the one bindery tear that they're allowing. But this is a way nicer copy than the one that I have, so I'm definitely loving this, and I got it for a steal. Now, honestly, this cover B that's in here. Let's see here. I think there's 2 more to it. Okay, it's cover A for 98. Okay. So yeah, I got the B covers for 97 and 98, Transformers Regeneration 1. And then this right here is a B cover. It's a kind of a homage back to Transformers number 50, which has Starscream and Underbase on it. So if you guys are an OG Transformers fan, you'll know exactly what that is. Pretty cool book. And then this one right here, this is the retail incentive for issue number 98, and this is got Fort Max basically beating the crap out of Optimus Prime. And if you read these next couple issues, it's pretty wicked stuff what happens. But Fort Max is taking over, and he's got Circuit Smasher because Circuit Breaker is copyright of Marvel, so they had to change the name from Circuit Breaker to Circuit Smasher. And then, yeah, so like I said, I got the 97 cover, or the 98 cover A, and the 97 cover B with another Fortress Maximus on it, showing kind of what's going on. He's been infected with the void and making him crazy and evil. But the war to end all wars in this right here, I'll tell you what, this is some of the best stuff ever take place inside of a Transformers book. And honestly, Andrew Wildman's art on the interiors ain't so bad. So I will give props to Wildman on this one. You know, I got a couple of your variant covers too. But yeah, so Fort Max gets his head together, and then all of a sudden his head's on fire. And then G-Axis versus Rodimus, the network of planets. You know, I'm going to give away some of this stuff right here. So, I mean, there's G-Axis is D-Ax Us, like as in G, cut us with the axe, was a name that Simon Furman, the Transformers writer, came up with when he was working on Generation 2. So, yeah, so that's my Maximus mail call, everybody. I hope you liked what was in the packages today. But we're going to do something here just to end this video off on a positive note, of course. So let's see. We are going to go along, and I'm going to show you guys what's up in the future here. So the Ultra Maximus Speculation Matrix. Let me say that again 5 times fast. The Ultra Maximus Speculation Matrix. It's going to be basically I'm worthy enough to open the Matrix. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend some time with Mel V hopefully this weekend, as long as everything's on the up and up still for us going live after the CBSI Hot 10. Mighty Mel V's YouTube, Saturday, 12:30 a.m., also known as 2430. Hope to see you guys there. Please, of course, like and subscribe to Mel's channel. And, of course, I updated you guys that I did change from X Ultra Maximus X, my Twitter handle on eBay, to now my eBay handle, my Instagram, as well as my Facebook. All synchronicity as far as names. You guys can find me on all 3 of those places. I want you to be able to reach out to me and see, what's going on. So other than that, like I said, find me on either one of those jams, boy. Then you got, of course, Ultra Maximus X at Twitter. I want to thank you guys for watching. 31 minutes, a little bit longer than I would have wanted to, but, that's kind of how it happens. But I want to thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you next time.